In this video, we have done several surveys and interviews on drugs and how it has major impacts on you and loved ones. Hey, what do you think about drugs?
Well, it depends on the drugs. If it's normal drugs that a doctor prescribes, it's cool. But if it gets into opiates and painkillers, you got to really be careful because there's a lot of side effects that can affect a person for the rest of their life. And we have a real problem with overdosing people, kids, and everything, with all kinds of issues. So it's kind of a warning sign for all parents just to be cautious of what your kids are taking and read the labels. Because opiates are an epidemic crisis right now in the country and all over the world. So be very cautious what you do.
Oh my gosh.
What do you think about drugs?
I don't like drugs at all, except for Tylenol.
The question is, how do you feel about drugs?
How do I feel about drugs? No, just stay away from them.
Thank you. Can we ask you your opinion on drugs?
Yes, you can.
Okay, what's your opinion?
What kind of drugs?
Any drugs?
If they're used properly, then I'm all for drugs. Opioids included.
Thank you.
Thank you. What is your take on drugs?
I don't use drugs. I think we ought to shoot people that use drugs.
Perfect. Thank you. What had happened?
Other families would have been alive, right?
Yeah, true.
So, no, I know I'm on the hard side of life,
True. No, but
but you have rules and laws. You need to
Yeah.
enforce them.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree.
And when I was in high school, 55 years ago, one of our classmates, her dad was the judge in San Bernardino.
Yep.
And when people got in front of his court for burglary, he just kind of said, okay, don't do that again. They robbed his house and they stole a bunch of stuff. Next time people came in front of his court, he sent them to prison, sentenced them. Okay? So the point is, we let things go and other people suffer because
Yeah.
we don't follow the law. Anyway.
But thank you.
No.
So, Richard, what is your opinion on drugs?
Well, I mean, if you abuse them, they're a terrible thing. They're a terrible thing in general. I mean, if you're medically using marijuana for medical reasons, not because you got that hurt back, but I mean, legitimate medical reasons, I mean, it could be useful for the society.
All right. Good opinions. I like it. So, Reese, what's your opinion on drugs?
I think there are some medicinal drugs that are very helpful, but also a lot of people tend to abuse those prescriptions and turn it into addiction, so it's got a lot of controversy.
All right, thank you, Reese. Okay, how do you feel about drugs?
I hate drugs with a passion
Why?
because it ruins families and stuff and friendship. Just saying, because my brother took drugs and now he's in prison. And he's still in prison. And it's been 10 years now.
Wow.
That's a lot of damage he's done.
Thank you.
No problem.
So, Mr. Wilson, how has drugs affected you in your life?
Luckily, I haven't been directly affected by drugs that I can recall, unless you count alcohol and tobacco. But I'm assuming you're asking about more serious drugs.
Yeah, more hard drugs.
So I've not, my family's not been affected by it.
No. So you don't have any family members that have used drugs or been on drugs that affected you?
Not that I'm aware of. No, not that's gotten anybody in trouble or health concerns or anything like that. So
What's your personal opinion on the use of drugs?
I am completely against drugs. Anything that's not prescribed by your doctor that puts you into a different state of mind, I feel like has the potential to be very dangerous and addicting and damaging.
All right, thank you.
As you can see in this video, almost everyone we have asked tend to believe drugs are bad for you and have a major impact on people. And some believe drugs are both good and bad for you, depending on how you use it and what the drug is. So, how has drugs impacted you?
They're gross and I will never use them. It has impacted my family because my brother used them and I saw how hurt my mom and sister were because of it.